On F1 2017. We're here, round 4 of Russia. I am IDG Skyline, and I'm joined tonight by Fast X Part-Time and HLG RX7 Man. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Alright, not too bad. Is Martin even there? Are the pair of them even there? And we're already connecting. This is fucking great. So, anyway, how y'all doing? Well, we're here in Russia for round 4. And we have a wet race start. So, to combat this, we need to start a new party. Because we're all connecting and it isn't good. And don't worry, we will be back very shortly with Skyline. And we'll be also back with Martin. So apparently the party's broken at the moment, so that's not good. Skyline, welcome back. Hello, Skyline. Skyline. Ho, you Lincoln Bam. Answer thine question. Anyway, may as well show you some action now. So, as we can see right now, it's a wet Russian Grand Prix as we have right now. I don't think we've had anything like this in the real F1 Russian Grand Prix, but it'd be quite interesting to see. So as we're on board right now with Craig Senna. And he's been doing not too bad. He had a couple of issues the last week. I think we have, whoa, who's that? I think that maybe I's the best and the Ferrari going a little bit haywire. And as you can already tell, it's getting tricky for some of these drivers. Condition out there and slippery and greasy. And we're going to join Skyline's party. And there we are.
Right, so rain in Russia. How's this gonna go?
Not very well, because we've already seen Craig Senna lose the back end a little bit.
To be fair, I've not been paying attention because I've been trying to get the party back together, and yeah, so I've not really seen anything.
Yeah, well, I saw I's the best going a little bit wide into the just after the big sweep in turn 3. Then I saw the two Red Bulls going very sideways. So I'd say these weather conditions are quite tricky.
But obviously, we seem to have the king of the wet
they're
conditions. The king of the rain is in the party there, isn't he, HLG?
I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't call me the king of the rain.
I
Well,
would
you're
debate
pretty
that,
quick,
to be
though.
honest. I would debate
I'd
that.
say I'm pretty quick in the rain, and it's just having the right gear at the right time. That's the only trick to it.
Being a twat at the right time, more like. I mean, yeah, it's a good that he's getting wet driving skill. I mean, it's a good thing to develop. I mean, he is a right twat, but that won't go there, okay?
Thanks.
What a problem.
Monetization! Monetization!
Monetization? Big gives a fuck about them.
Nobody, that's the thing. So who are we on board with then, Dom, considering?
We are currently on board with Craig Senna as he's coming around turn 3. The Daniel Kvyat stand, as it's now called.
I like it. Oh, taps the wall beautifully. It's really what you want to see from a driver here.
And it goes a bit wide, a bit early on the gas there, slides the car. And I lost him a couple of tenths here and a couple of tenths there. And I may start
to be honest with you, I think from the mistakes he's had so far, this lap could be over for him.
Yeah,
before it
more
even
than likely.
started.
I'm watching Michael in this intermediate conditions, and Michael is being very smooth with his steering right now.
Oh, fuck, that's the wrong person. Let's have a look. It's the 8th gear. Braking zone beautifully. And the apex beautifully. He's being quite smooth. I'll give you that.
Always early shifting as well. Early up shifts here and there.
Yeah, the early
VSD
up
switch has
shifts.
gone off.
Yeah, the early upshifts will try and kill as much wheel spin as it can.
Thing is, though, I found on this game, that if you have wheel spin, it can be somewhat quicker.
It
Which
can.
doesn't really
you
make
are
sense.
correct.
So
I have, in the wet conditions, I do use wheel spin to my advantage, funnily enough.
See, I've already experienced this myself with a couple of the drivers that are in the championship now for the F1 division. Did some wet races, and I did it in classic cars, and it was like no traction control at all. And apparently, no traction control in wet weather actually kind of works with the classic cars. I've tried it with the moderns that we have right now, and yeah, we won't go there.
Look how much understeer they're getting through that long left-hander. They are sliding
That
through
was
there.
a lot of
Yeah,
understeer there.
that long left-hander in the wet is dangerous. It's very much as much as you would like to be flat, because you possibly could. It's very much a on-off on the throttle to get the car around there perfectly. But
I think the thing is as well, one thing I
know.
noticed when we did a wet session around here yesterday, is I actually noticed the wider line you take was actually a little bit quicker, because you had more momentum and less turning to go around the corner.
Yeah, that does work on occasion. If you can get the car to stay with some form of grip going on the normal racing line, it is quicker. But if you are struggling with that, you will have a better chance of setting a faster time going slightly wide, as you said.
Yeah, as we see Sinoj going around the last couple of turns as he's on a flying lap. He's coming up to the final couple of turns. Oh no, wait a minute.
He's going into pit.
Yeah, I think he was running out of fuel, so he's just bombed that one out.
It looks like Michael's preparing to go for another lap, so Michael's coming around the final corner now to potentially start another lap.
Oh, as Digital gets a little bit squarely into that braking zone that's after the big curve back straight. Comes up to the last couple of corners, gets a big kick of oversteer.
It does seem like some of our top drivers are struggling for the grip here.
I think they possibly maybe were trying to get a setup for the dry in case it is dry for the race. So as he drifts out of the final turn and goes 6th as of right now. Andrew, do we actually have broken lobby systems at the moment?
We do have broken lobby sayings.
Yes,
so currently he is sat outgoing is first, so he's 3rd.
Oh, there you go.
I say Michael looks like he's on a bit of a good lap so far. Coming through halfway through the second sector.
Yeah, he makes driving in the wet look so easy.
He's also got like a touch of Jensen Button about him. Would you agree?
No, I would not.
But, well, Button was good in the wet because he was always so smooth, wasn't he, in the wet?
He's
so
got the touch of a
makes me
twat
say
from Brighton, that's what he's got.
Ah.
I was trying
Shots
to
being
make another
fired.
F1 driver, but you know.
I mean, he does have a little bit of... he is a little bit of a wet weather wizard. He does like the wet conditions, he thrives in these conditions, I think.
He's being very smooth at the moment, but it's as smooth as it looks. He hasn't set the fastest lap yet, so maybe smoothness isn't everything it takes.
Well, as you
He hasn't
say
set
that,
the fastest lap though.
As I say that, yes, ignore that. 46.9.
Again.
Yeah, he's a good 3 temps up.
again, Digital's not really having a good time through the last left-right that you get. He really struggles coming off that off-camber corner and slides the back end out. But as he comes around the final
it is
corner,
very
he
tricky.
drifts it a little bit and stays 6th. Well, 3rd at the moment. So...
Cody's,
Who else we
please
got
sort this game out. It's broken, guys. And my phone's just gone off. Sorry about that.
So we have
will be
Vincent that's in the Toro Rosso. He was in our seasons last year and missed out the first couple of races and is brought in now. And do you think he'll be on fire like he was last year?
I think he's got some competition. So, but I think he'll be one of the top runners.
But who will be his competition then?
Well, digital.
Is that just
Will be
that?
one.
Just digital?
That will be one. Hang on, I need to go through the driver list before I can give you all of the names. Let's have a look. So you have digital. I think will be definitely up there. I can't see anyone else in this lobby currently who will be up there fighting him. Is outgoing in this lobby actually? He is.
Outgoing
Is
is
he?
in
Oh,
this
he is.
lobby, yes.
Outgoing could be one of the ones giving him some competition. Let's have a look through the rest of my driver list.
Well, there is a minute and a half left in the clock, so some of these drivers that are coming around the last couple of turns now will only have one more lap. Ones that are already just crossing the line now have already started the last lap, so it's going to be interesting to see who's out on track at the moment and who's not. So if you're not on track right now, you're not qualifying. You're not setting your fastest lap at the end.
Let's have a look. Is anyone not on track as current? See if we can find anyone at all. So looks like Michael is not on track.
Michael is on track, I believe.
Is
No,
he?
he's not.
According to mine, every time I go to him, I'm going to the pit lane. So yeah.
Case Outgoing's just retired.
Outgoing's retired. I wonder if he's crashed or if he's just given up.
Let's have a look. We can
Michael
find
isn't
out
on
very, very
track.
quickly.
Craig Senna's out on track. Sinoj is out on track. He's sitting second, so I don't think he's actually set time. He's coming around the last. He's in the third sector anyway.
The retirement was
CR7's
manual. As far as I can
CR7's
tell.
coming around the final corner and he's starting his flying lap.
So one thing I just noticed on the website that's quite interesting is neither of the top two drivers from last week or the top two drivers in the championship are actually in this race.
Oh,
Oh, that could mix things up.
well no. So as
In
the
fact,
clock
that
winds
will
down,
mix things up.
so as the clock winds down and we hit 0, it's the end of qualifying. But so everyone that's now on track is on their last lap, whether it's good or bad. So as we are following on board with the great CR7, he's not done too bad. He's not really set the timesheets ablaze, but as of right now, he's not doing too bad. As he's
We
coming
have
through what I
Vincent
think
also coming round
yeah.
the final sector, coming into the last few corners as of now. Without looking at his lap time, he has been quite smooth this lap, so that could prove to be very useful as he comes around the final corner and across the line. Oh, doesn't quite take pole. Where does he get placed? He is... Who hasn't
Sixth.
set a lap? No. Everyone has set a lap, so yeah, he's currently sat in 6th.
Currently
So-
with JB Racer though, coming into the final few corners now as well.
Ooh,
It's
gets
a
a bit
big
back
slide.
Only 2 turns left, can he cope with them? Bit of understeer
Runs a bit
there.
wide.
Bit of understeer with a little bit of sliding as well. Comes through the final corner. Okay-ish. Into 8th.
And his CR7 comes out the final corner. Can he steal pole position? No, he cannot. Gets 11th from that. So, heading into the race, this is your top 10. It's BR Mr. Michaels that takes pole position. From KS Outgoing, from Digital, Vincent Sinoj gets 5th. Conman is in 6th. JB Racer snatches 7th. Craig Sen in 8th. Elite Ryan in 9th. 10th is Switch. And 11th and 12th is the Great CR7. And rounding out the grid is Eyes the Best in the Ferrari. So,
Who
predictions
didn't
on
actually
the
Look
race.
set
out
that?
for will be Craig though. I reckon Craig will be making up a few places in this race because Craig doesn't like the wet, but he's fantastic in the dry.
Ah, that all depends if it's dry.
That's a good
That's a
point.
good point. We don't actually know what the conditions are. So this is all a complete surprise.
So, predictions for the race.
Michael will
Does
fuck
look
up.
like a dry start. So predictions for the race. Let's have a look. I think, as Ryan said, you could have Senna make a few positions for definite, as
Senna,
he
which
is
has
quite a
rounded
ways.
up.
I think the big question is, will Michael keep first off of the line?
That
Has
is
he
a
got
very good
drivability?
question. That's a very good question.
Thing is that there's been 2-3 times where Michael has started on the front row of the grid in a race, and both times I can remember of, is he's not finished the race. One of
Like
them was at
Monaco.
Monaco and he lagged out.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, as we go to 5 red lights for the Russian Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. It's a great start from the Sauber of Michaels. The McLaren of KS doesn't get a good start, but I think Switch gets an alright
Digital
start
gets
as well
quite a
behind.
good start.
So as they all come down, they're all converging.
When anyone
One of them
last, the
touches the wall,
Renault's
it gets
looking at
all
the inside.
nitty-gritty.
3 wide, right back at there. Oh,
Did all get through cleanly?
Everyone looks like they
They-
keep it nice and clean.
They all get through
It's
cleanly.
been clean. I watched it from the back end with Eyes the Best right at the very back of the grid, and that looked very clean, and I'm actually impressed with that, guys.
It's a clean start, very nicely driven.
It looked like there's a bit of contact in the
kept
mid-pack, around about 7th place though.
Oh, so we've got a nice little battle of 3 or 4 cars as Switch gets a bit wide there. And Sinoj gets passed.
Or as we have a
or
little
Coleman
bit more of
gets
a
passed.
battle here between 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th.
Yeah,
This
from
is
5th
mad.
down is all battling.
Oh, even including
hard.
5th now, yeah.
Ooh, Conman gets a bit wide and loses 2. Yes, he loses 2 places to Switch and JB Racer. And may lose another one from Vincent as Vincent's going to try and come down his outside. He has Slipstream. Can he make the move stick?
We're going to come down into the
No,
braking zone. Oh,
no.
no, looks like Vincent pulls
Vincent
out.
looked like he tapped the wall.
Oh, as Coman gets a bit of a tap.
Yeah, it did look like
There's
he did
been
miss
quite
up
a bit
that
of lag
corner
because
a
I'm
bit.
on board of Conman, and Conman's lagging a little bit as well, so
Ooh, he's
that's
turned
probably
in a
not
little
doing
bit
him any
early
favours.
there on Eyes the Best, and I think he's holding up the other 2 guys right now. As he just lets them pass. Does he have any damage?
That is a good question.
Let's follow him in the pits. Does he actually change wings?
I'm looking at Eyes the Best. He looks like he's getting a move on for Craig Senna. He's going to go on the inside of Craig. Is he going to get the move done? I think he has.
Oh no, Craig
What a
Senna comes
great
back
move.
on him.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Nice move. That's a nice little dice
Nice.
there. So
Eyes the
that's-
Best, I'm sure, will be looking to get some decent points today in the constructors, because I believe that Ferrari are currently the constructor leaders at the minute as well, so he'll be looking to
That's-
get a good performance in for his team.
Not being biased, that's music to my ears.
Yeah. You're a team owner of Ferrari, so
Exactly.
knowing that your driver's where he is now in 9th, do you
I
think he'll
mean-
get further up?
Possibly. He is a good driver. Didn't have the strongest of starts for qualifying last, but he's already made that up into the points, so
Well, he didn't say lap in qualifying, so
yeah. Maybe he was waiting for the race and try to show his pace there. That's all I can think of. But as we're on board with Eyes the Best, so can he try and catch the man ahead, which I believe is Elite Ryan? No, it's not. It's Craig Senna.
No,
actually.
it's Craig Senna.
Can he catch the back of the Red Bull and try and claw his way up some more points?
but it also looks like he's being caught by CR7 as well, to be fair.
Yeah, as he goes a little bit wide there, loses a little bit of time. As
All Digital setting the fastest lap so far.
I think I did
CR7's
see-
coming into the pit lane, so
Yeah.
there's an early start for the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, his commands all the way.
There's
on the
another guy
bottom.
following him into the pits as well. I'm not
That's
quite
Elite
sure
Ryan's
who
following
that is.
him in.
Oh, Elite
As-
Ryan's got front wing damage though. I'm not quite sure why the Red Bull pitted, but Elite Ryan's got front
He
wing
did
damage.
just have his front wing changed, so I would assume it was front wing damage.
Right, okay. So as we see
So it
some,
might be good to look at them.
as we see some of the other guys, I believe Switch is, no, Digital is closing a little bit on Michael, on board with Digital, and Digital is, I don't think he was here last week when we were at Bahrain, was he?
I'll have a quick look on the thing for you.
I don't think he was there last week, but
Yeah, he was. He
hopefully
got
the-
10 points last week.
Oh, did he? Right, okay, so it was Switch that wasn't here last week then. So, Digital, if I believe, is our reigning world champion, is in a battle
Yes, he
right
is.
now. Yes, battle right now for the lead for the Russian Grand Prix, as he is quite a fair bit ahead of third place, which is Sinoj and the Renault. Now, last week, Sinoj didn't have the best of starts to his ATA seasons. But hopefully this drive that he has now probably improves him, lets him improve a little bit, let him slide in and be a little bit more comfortable with the Renault.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have a few more drivers up at the top because from what I've been told from last week, is that once the leaders found their ground, you know, like the top 1 or 2 pulled away massively, and everyone else is just like best of the best, really. And that it'd be nicer to have more battles at the front instead of at the back.
Yeah, that would, but again, it's just racing. You do get the faster guys just going out the front and just pulling away. See what's happening further down the grid as we have Elite Brian in 12th. Command.
It does look Outgoing is catching the back of the Renault. In fact, he gets past the Renault rather easily there. Or was that lag? No, that was lag. Never mind. Ignore that. As Renault does seem to be lagging a little bit.
Yeah, Sinoj definitely does seem to be lagging because I can see it from Switch's view.
If he keeps lagging like that, unfortunately, I'm going to ask him to retire because it's not fair on people that are behind him. Because I'm assuming Chaos Outgoing's lost a bit of ground. Yeah, Chaos Outgoing's going to lose a bit of ground on him.
Ooh, he gives him a little bit of a
because
tap.
obviously he doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, did Outgoing actually lose a bit of front wing as Switch is coming down the inside?
Doesn't look like he has lost some time as he is under pressure.
But Switch
or is
has
there
DRS.
hang on, are people overtaking here? I can't quite.
Oh,
it looks like people were
weaving.
weaving.
Switching out, going there. Oh, as Vincent gets.
Oh, the Renault is complete. What? No, never mind. Major lag again. This is confusing the hell out of me right now.
And KS is pulling over, I think, to let some of these drivers past. Doesn't want to affect the races as he doesn't have a front wing. So
we have
as he dives,
the Mercedes Switch go into the pits as well as the Renault.
yeah, I think some of them did actually cause some damage. So that's a bit unfortunate for them, but there's nothing much more you can do. Switch moves on to the softs, so I think he's going to go to the end on the one stop.
So, I think Michael made a mistake into turn 1 because Digital has caught Michael an absolute treat.
Oh yeah, that gap has closed very, very, very much there. That is always. Digital does make a little mistake though.
A little bit.
Yeah, he's like half. I think he's a couple of tenths just behind Michael, so he's going to get DRS in the next DRS zone, and possibly maybe a lunge down the inside. As I think this is probably the time where some of the guys may start thinking about their pit stops and switching onto the super softs and going to the end from here.
I'm going to argue that. I don't think it is.
I'd say anywhere between lap 7 and lap 10 is where people would be pitting. I think it's a little bit too early yet, but you could be right. People might want to do an undercut, especially people like Michael, who does love to do an undercut, as we've seen in previous seasons.
I think if they pit now, it will be a case of going onto the softs and not the super softs, though, which will be the slower tyre.
Yeah. But you never know, someone might actually have the right tyre management and tyre wear and actually manage to pull it off. But only time can tell as they come round the final couple of corners to complete lap 5. Your current running order is Michael from Digital, who I believe has a good chunk of a distance to third place, which is JB Racing 1. Then Vincent in 4th place, not far behind. Eyes the Best has actually made a decent get up into 5th, with Craig Sen in 6th. Sinoj unfortunately dropped back down to 7 after some laggy issues. Switch that you're on board with also suffered a little bit of contact, who's in 8th, with the great CR7, who I believe is overtaking KS Outgoing, who is in 10th and the last person in the points, with Conman in 11th and Elite Ryan in 12th.
Can I just ask, right, if you look at the Mercedes, like, what is with that front window thing, all the zigzaggy shit on it? I mean,
I have no idea. They had that as a design. I think it's just to help the airflow let break up a little bit.
Outgoing's tired. Let's have a look. Was that manual or was that terminal damage? To me that looks manual. I don't see anything here about terminal damage, so...
Nope, don't see anything.
Well, I'm assuming the track is still green because they're still racing around, and I'm not seeing any yellow boards around the edge of the track, so Hopefully, he's not too frustrated with the race.
Oh,
And
as Digital loses a bit of ground to Michael there, he's sliding all over the place. Those Ultra Softs must be getting creamed. So, he must be losing a lot of grip, kid, but he is still in touching distance with him. As he slides out the last corner again, he's going to lose a couple of tenths here and there. As he will get DRS down this straight now.
And he will get DRS, but I think he's too far back to even make a look at anything.
Yeah,
here.
it's way too far back to even do anything with it. So.
just saying, we've had 6 people pit already and 6 people yet to pit. And
so
the
very much
front
a split
6
field.
haven't pitted and the back 6 have pitted. So
The question
very,
is, will they be able to
split.
jump them in the pit stops? That's the other question.
It's a very important question. I think some people have pitted though purely because they did have damage right at the beginning, so that could cause them not necessarily to make any major jumps.
Well, we have 1 person on the Ultra Softs who's pitted and 4 people on the Softs tyres, like the harder compound on this track. So they're obviously trying to go to the end, but the great CR7 is on the Ultra Soft, so he's going to have to pit again. So it could be interesting to see how that pays out for him by the end of the race.
Yeah, it may just be.
Well,
like
it will
some
mean
sort
that
of,
although he's done an extra pit, he will be on the quicker tyre, so it
Yeah, but
could
you need to
work out in
remember-
his advantage.
Yeah, but you need to remember the quicker tyre will degrade a lot quicker, but compared to
Yes, but
someone
for
on
that
super
initial
softs.
moment, it will have the faster lap times by a good chunk.
Yeah. So
So
as
it's whether
these...
he can make the most of it, or as we see a Force India go quite sideways. I'm not sure who that was in the Force India.
JB Racer.
So you have Vincent now sat on the back of him, very close. Could look at maybe under DRS making a move down this back straight.
As well,
He's trying
these
to
two guys
listen
battle.
to
It's
him.
going to let Eyes the Best come up and try and do something, as I believe he's went defensive quite early. Moved back onto the racing line. I don't think that's allowed. You meant to only
Oh,
make
he
one move and make
Messes
it
up the
stick.
brakes from Vincent there.
Well, he didn't block the other driver behind him, so it is allowed to go back onto the racing line the way he did. So he
Well,
didn't block
no,
the
'cause
driver.
You're not allowed to move more than once in a race. Well, once.
No,
when
you're allowed to
defending.
move. You're allowed to move off the racing line, and then when you went into the corner, you are allowed to take the racing line back if the other driver isn't there. So he didn't do anything wrong.
But then that's 2 moves. You're only allowed 1.
No, you are allowed to do 2 moves if the other driver's not trying to make a move in that position.
You're allowed to do 2 moves if it's the Verstappen rule, is what we're saying here.
But
Yes.
you can't live by the Verstappen rule. This is the issue.
But the Verstappen rule doesn't get penalties.
But the Verstappen rule is still illegal.
Doesn't get penalties though, does it? Therefore, we can abide by that rule and allow it.
You can say whatever
Just say
the fuck you want.
Just saying with self. Oh, Digital's in a wall. Digital has hit a wall.
Digital's in a
He's gone-
wall? Oh,
yeah,
no.
he's crashed.
Ah, see, that's what I'm talking about. He's just wore those tyres out way too much and lost the back end. He's been
This
doing
is gonna
that
allow
all
Michael
race.
to
He
just
did
drive
it.
away here.
Yeah, he's been doing that all race. He's been losing the back end through left, right, where it's at the apex. So he's sticking on the super soft so at the end now. Probably hoping for a miracle.
Just
he
saying, well,
did make
Michael
it at
has
the end
roughly a 14-second lead now. So Michael
He
can
has
just cruise
got to
around
a
for a
pit,
little bit.
Well, he has still got to do his pit and then try and avoid other drivers if possible. So I wouldn't necessarily
Yeah, but
say he can cruise at this point.
There's 4 people behind him though that haven't pitted yet as well with him, and they are the 4 drivers straight behind him. As like, but people from what is it, 6th downwards have all pitted. So
Yeah, but I think the thing you have to remember is you have got like Vincent on the super softs, so he will go longer into this race, which means if Michael comes out behind him, it could lose him more time.
we're getting caught in traffic. That's a good point.
Oh,
Oh, the Force India's gone off. Oh, he's crashed.
the
Oh, he's
Force
lost
India
the wheel.
has gone off. I think there may have been some lag. I'm going to record that from my point of view for evidence. There was a little bit of lag contact between the Toro Rosso and the Force
Now
India.
the
there
question
on
is,
mine.
will that be a safety car?
If that's a safety car, that could give people pit strategy changes here.
But it'll also
Could
give
go for the
Michael
pit
the
now.
advantage because he'll be the first person to pit. Get out ahead.
Depends,
yeah,
but
that's gonna,
Michael
that should
has just
pro-
gone past the pit lane, so it might not do if the safety car comes out right now.
Yeah, if the safety car comes out now, he is screwed.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it is. It looks like the track is still green.
Yeah, I think the car was further enough out of the way that they could clear it. And
As
keep that
Sinod looks
track
like he's
going.
going down for a move as he gives Digital a little bit of a bump. And Sinod doesn't make the move.
I think other than that little battle there in that mid-pack, everyone else seems to have spread out quite a bit. So it'll come down to what will happen under the front 6 drivers' pit stops, pretty much. Will any of them make up any time? Any ground at all would be quite nice right now.
Just saying as well, where that car crashed out, there is a little bit of debris just on the edge of the track, so people are going to have to be a little bit careful of that if they run wide at all.
Yes, that could affect some people's drives. Some people might want to take that line on an overtake, so people will have to be wary of that.
Just saying, this bottle of Corona is quite nice. Just saying.
Back to the alcohol talk. What is with you, man? You were drunk for last night's race. Now you're drinking again. Terrible, man.
I have a
Terrible,
problem.
man.
Guys, help me.
You have a problem drinking.
I am FastX part-time and I don't approve that message.
Don't drink and drive, people. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink in
You might end
F1
up doing barrel rolls.
Wait,
Oh no,
hang on,
wait,
does-
I wasn't drunk.
I did a little bit of a test last night, just saying, when I was drunk, right? I did a lap around Bahrain, because I'd done a lap around there already, and I knew what my time was, roughly. And I was actually 3/10 quicker, drunk.
Still,
Wait,
I'm not
what?
driving drunk.
I'm quicker at racing on Formula 1 when I'm pissed.
Well, I think you need to hit out the Grey Goose, not sponsored. You need to hit out the Grey Goose and actually manage to get yourself lacquered up.
Other beverages are available.
Other beverage. Well, not the BBC! Other channels are available.
Is there any close battling on track, or are we gonna have to keep?
No,
gibberish
I've
while
literally
we
just
wait for
looked.
cars?
There's nothing going on right now. I've literally just
Oh,
looked.
well, don't you love it when a field is spread out?
Well, I have a couple of words for you.
Oh no. Oh no. References that viewers will not understand.
Michael's coming into the pit
boy.
lane, so this could be interesting. Where will Michael come out?
Let's have a look.
I'm going to go on board with Vincent. Will Vincent get Michael out of the pit lane?
As I'm on board with Michael, so this could view for some interesting here. Michael's still going
Coming
down
round the
pit lane
final
to his
corner.
pit garage. I think Vincent might get him, but I don't think Michael
Yeah,
will get
Vincent
caught
is.
up, which means
Vincent's got
now
him.
across
Vincent
the
still
start.
he still has to do a
As the
pit,
best
and
is in the
Michael
pit lane
shouldn't
as
get
well.
caught up.
As the best is in the pits as well for Ferrari.
Well, as Michael's now on a set super soft as he's coming out on lap 12. And he should go to the end. He should easily do the 15 laps left.
They should indeed. The interesting question is, when will Vincent pit? When will he start losing too much time to drivers that are probably behind him? I wouldn't worry about Michael too much, as I think Michael, as long as he doesn't make any major mistakes, has got this one.
I reckon we could see him come in any time around lap 17 onwards, because if he can make it to lap 17, he can go on to the ultras and make it to the end of the race.
To be honest with you, I don't think he's even got to make it to lap 17. I think if he can make it to like sort of lap 15, so another like 3 laps or so.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
the
think...
tyres would be
I don't
pushing towards the end though. I'm thinking
Yeah,
17
I-
would be the comfort zone.
I agree
17
with
will be
Sky,
the comfort zone, but if he's struggling on those super softs by lap 15, he could come in and then have to do a little bit of conserving, but make it to the end still.
Yeah, he would be faster at the end though, but I think the tyre wear would be a bit too great to try and do anything with it.
He's lagging all over the place though, Vincent. Are you seeing this as well, you two?
Let's go have a look.
I'm on board with him. I don't see anything.
Haven't seen anything at this point in time. Although I am seeing some brake locking. There's a little bit of lag there, but there wasn't anything major. Did see some him locking his brakes a bit there, which is going to cost him a little bit of tyre wear if he keeps doing that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything significant to be honest, but that's it.
Again, locking his brakes. That's definitely going to cost him tyre wear.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to be back in a minute. I'm going to the toilet.
Alright, who are you spectating?
I'm with the leader.
You're with
Okay.
the leader.
Yes.
Okay. So nothing interesting happening there. Let's have a look. Let's scroll through.
And speaking of the leader, he has just under a 10-second lead to BR Mr. Michaels right now. It is currently a
Again.
9.2 second gap, which has just been closed down by 3/10 in one sector.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, I think Michael, as long as he doesn't make any stupid mistakes, should have this win in the bag. I think for Vincent, it's more of can he hold on to second place once he's pitted, which he'll be defending from Craig at this point. He has
Craig
got an
hasn't pitted
18-second gap. Yes, that's true. He hasn't pitted yet. He'll be on the same strategy as Vincent.
So overall with
So-
these seasons, HLG, GP2 and F1 altogether, what are your thoughts so far with the game itself?
The game itself, it's broken. It needs fixing.
So Cody's, you're hearing it from two people here, sort the game out. You fix one problem and cause 10 more issues. Try fixing
The
these
game-
10 and then go from there.
The game was better on release than it is now.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. And another thing I'd like to be
The great
see
CR7
now
is
going to
retired.
broadcast time. I'd love to see these liveries being updated with the big numbers on the side of the cars.
That would be wonderful. Let's have a look. Was the Great CR7? The Great CR7 was terminal damage, so it looks like he has had a hit on the wall somewhere. This, depending on where it is, could cause a safety car. Although I have no idea where it is.
Well, he got a stop and go penalty according to this, so I'm not sure if it was into the pit lane or.
I think if he
What?
got
That
the
was
stop-go
very
penalty, if he got a stop-go penalty going into the pit, I think he would have made it past the pit line, which means he would have been okay without crashing. I think. So I think it would be somewhere on the track. Let's have a look.
I'm not seeing any yellow flags anywhere though. Like I'm looking at the boards as Elite Ryan's going past some of the boards, and I'm not seeing any yellows anywhere. So
yeah,
I'm
keeping an eye
assuming
on
there's
the
no
leader to
safety
see if
car
he comes
as
up
of
to
yet.
any, because he will. He'd be like the best one to watch for this, I think, at this point. Though again, not seeing any for him anywhere, so I think we're still all green, good to go. Although a safety car right now would be wonderful, close up the field, give us some spectacular viewing.
Yeah, because at the minute I could happily fall asleep in this race.
Although saying this, there is a Mercedes on the back of Craig Senna, which is Switch. Switch is on the back of Senna. Yes, is he? Wait, no, hang on. No, Digital's on
you
the back
got-
of Senna. That's my
You
bad.
got Eyes the Best. You got Eyes the Best, who's not far behind Switch either.
So we have got a couple battles going on here that the viewers can't see because Dom isn't here. But DRS opened by Digital here on Senna, so it looks like he's going to get past because he's side by side going down this straight. Braking, yeah, very, very smoothly round the outside there. It does run a little bit wide on exit, so Senna could have a look at getting back past him into the next couple of braking zones. Although
think he's
saying that
looking
Senna
at it,
has run a
yeah.
little bit wide.
I think you ran wide to have a look though down the inside because you want to take
Yeah,
a
that
wide line
was a
to get an inside look.
Yeah, that would have been a look for the inside, I think you are correct there. But it looks like Digital has taken that place of Senna quite comfortably and bling.
Oh well now.
So you just missed a slight little overtake.
Oh.
Yes, that would be digital on Senna.
Ooh.
We still got a bit of
Question
we still have the Eyes the Best on the back of Switch here as well.
Oh.
This could mix up for a. I think it's Eyes the Best on the back of him. Yes, it is Eyes the Best on the back.
As he's going to go for
As
it outside.
oh,
Backs out
he
of that
backed
one.
out of it. I think he was smart to back out of that because that could have been pretty nasty.
That could have ended disastrously.
I thought you really should have went for it.
You would say that, you Ferrari ass.
No, I genuinely thought you should have done that. I think you should have went for a dive.
Oh, Switch has made a mistake. Eyes is right behind him at this point.
Yeah, he's going to get DRS.
They will be
in
coming to the
front
DRS
straight,
as well,
so
yeah.
He's going to definitely
And
probably
he's,
put
Eyes
up
the Best
into
is
Rich.
also on the faster tyre as well, so... Faster tyre, DRS, rich fuel possibly.
Can he even get
I think
past
this would
on
be-
this? He's going
Going
to
round the
outside.
outside,
Yeah,
that's
he's easily got that.
So on the
Easily
outside, as
passed.
someone has come out the pits as well. Who is that that's just come out the pits?
That is Vincent. That's
Vincent.
Vincent that's just come out of the pits actually.
That's Vincent.
Vincent's just
Okay,
come out.
so yeah.
He's on the ultra softs though, so Vincent could have a chance to pull away and keep third.
Well, he's not that
Vincent
far
is a quick
ahead of
driver.
Digital. He's not that far behind Digital, to be honest. But Digital is a
No.
world away from.
Digital did
Michael.
have that big mistake though, hitting the wall, which is why Michael has such a great lead.
Yep, so Eyes the Best has got past Switch now, and is putting a slight gap on those faster tyres.
Question is, can Eyes the Best catch up to Vincent and pass Vincent for third?
I think it's going to be tough. He's on these super softs, whereas Vincent's on the ultra softs, and a fresh set of them at that.
But the question is, will Vincent's tyres die before he gets to the end?
He's just come out of the pits at the start of lap 16.
I don't think they will, because we saw people
I
like Michael pit
think-
on the at the end of lap 12, so I think he'll be alright.
The end of lap 11, but yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
think he'll be okay. I think he'll make it to the end. I think he will start to lose time at the end, but I don't think
It
will
won't be major.
enough.
Just looking at Switch though, Switch is still with DRS range of Eyes the Best, and he's using his DRS. I think Eyes is too far in front though at the minute to make a move, but
Yeah, I don't know, unless his tyres starts to die. That's a fucking sentence and a half to say there. Which I doubt they will, because he went onto them on lap 12, so I think
I mean, you never know what could happen. This is F1. It is F1 2017, the laggiest F1 game ever.
just the Sonage, which is an AI car, has just been overtaken and lapped by Michael. So you're going to
Yeah,
see a
I
lapped
would-
car going round very soon.
I would like to point out Eyes the Best is ahead of Switch, but actually, never mind. I've just looked at that. There are several penalties from both, so
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
yeah, I think at the end of the race, I think it is still whoever is ahead of the other at this point. So we have 3 drivers out, 9 still driving round. So everyone at this point, as long as they finish the race, is guaranteed points.
Since you're talking about points, why don't you just give us a rundown of the top 10 or the top 9?
I will in a second, hang on. I'm just outgoing, mate. I'm not inviting you, I'm afraid. I would love to, but we're commentating right now. So yes, the top 9 as it stands. You have Michaels in first, Digital in second, who is being chased down by Vincent in third. Then in fourth you have Eyes the Best, followed quite closely by Switch. Then you have Conman in sixth, with Senna behind in seventh. Then 8th you have Elite Ryan, and 9th you have the Sonage. That would be the final driver on the grid as it stands. With Vincent Sentic the fastest lap, as I say, he's chasing down Michael, not Michael, Digital.
Digital.
So he's
actually
probably
closing up a
closing
bit.
that gap.
Hold on a second. No, no mistake. I thought Yeah, so essentially the distance between first and second is the length of this back straight. Because Michael was coming out of the braking zone as Digital was coming out of the... I don't even know what the number of turn was. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Digital's going to catch Michael. I think Michael, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, has it in the bag at this point. I think it's just a case of, I think we have the top three, but will second and third switch, I think, is the more important question at this point.
Yeah. The one thing that's interesting for me right now is the fact Digital keeps losing the back end through that left-right. It's not essentially a chicane, but it's kind of that.
It's close enough to be a chicane. It is quite a tricky bit of the track, to be fair. If you do not get the line or the braking right into it, you do run wide. And then trying to get that car turned in so that you can get a good line out the second part is tricky, which could cause you to lose the back end.
But it's the first part when you're coming in, he gets braked very well, turns in, then as he's actually applying the power on, that's when the back end comes out. As I said, that he just does go wide after turn 4.
Yeah, it does seem like he's struggling with that back end a little bit around some of these corners.
I think
Maybe
he
could
just
have
has
done
a
with a
little
bit
too
more
much
rear
ballast.
aero. Oh, he could just do with a little bit more rear aero. I found that when I was driving around the track last night. I upped my aero by 1 and my grip improved very tremendously.
Yeah, and saying this, Vincent is actually starting to close up a little bit because you can, if you're on board with him, you can just see the Mercedes in the distance. So I think that'll be a marker for Vincent just to chase that down and get it closer and closer and closer as there is.
Well, last lap on Digital was a 38.2 and Vincent said a 37.7, so he did close like 5 tenths that one lap on its own. Oh, as Vincent does seem to get a bit of a rear end twitch there.
Locks again in the front right. But he is a little bit tighter
closing that gap.
Yeah, you can visibly see that gap is definitely going to come down. As he is just literally going to be he's literally going to be staring at the back of that Mercedes thinking, right, I'm on the fastest
Just
tire.
saying BST switch is coming to the pit lane for ultras.
Switch. What
I think it could be guaranteed points. He could go for, as he's going for the ultras now, he could be going for that fastest lap bonus point.
Which could make all the difference
at this point.
As right now as Craig Senna's come out, so we may have a battle on our hands here between Switch and Senna. As
yeah, there is that possibility.
As Craig Senna's just went past the pit lane, and Switch is just coming out as Elite Ryan is actually just about to go past him as well. So Switch is in 8th behind Elite Ryan, but Elite Ryan is on the softs and just lets him pass. He's not even going to challenge him because he knows he's on the faster tyre.
See, I wouldn't have just let him pass. I would have battled him for that. As much as I'm on the older tyre on a harder compound, you never know what can happen. If you can defend well enough, they could make a simple mistake that costs them a lot of time.
Yeah. But Switch is now up in 7th in a Harvey's sights, trying to catch up to Craig Senna, who's in 6th, but he's a little bit of a way back.
I just got a random notification on my phone saying that a footballer has just been majorly injured. But that's nothing to do with Formula 1.
That's nothing to do with Formula 1, mate. Pointless notification.
Yeah,
I was on the website for the league, looking at the standings, trying to work out who will be where after this race, if it stays as it is. And then I got a notification about football. This is like great timing, phone.
Yeah. So as I can see now, the gap between Digital and Vincent has severely come down. He's got Digital firmly fixed in his sights. He is.
Yeah, he's going to be looking to have DRS very soon.
Back.
He's going to be looking at having that DRS soon. You know, I think he's probably maybe.
He may
I don't
try and
know. I would say
get
he's
this
just
lap
over the
if
second
he's
mark.
quick enough. I think he's in
I think if he can
DRS
get a
zone.
good drive.
He's in DRS zone, so he's less than a second between second and third. So we do have a
So
battle
he
on our
is
hands now.
very much closed that gap. I think the thing is can Digital last long enough on the defending side that Vincent's tyres will die down before his will?
Well, only one way to find out.
Fight! Oh no, wait, they're not fighting, they're racing.
We're not on Harry Hill. We're not
I'm
watching
sorry, I
TV
forgot.
burp.
Maybe.
Well, maybe. But yeah. Anyway, back to the race. As Digital yet again is losing the back end coming out of the last turn, and Vincent's very tidy. And I think he's
Very
definitely
tidy
going to
and
go past
DRS.
now. As he's in the draft, is he going to stay there? Ooh, it's very tight between the pair of them.
All going
Ooh, bit of bumping
defensive.
banging.
Vincent looking.
And
Digital's going to go
Vincent
all the way around the
does
outside.
take the place. But Digital is going to be
Nice.
hot on his heels to try and get that position back. He won't roll over that easily.
That was a very
But-
nice overtake though.
It was a very nice overtake. So
Very
Digital
clean,
is
very well
definitely
set
going
up.
to try and close him up as Switch goes for the fastest lap with a 1:36.7.
He's also closing on the back of Craig Senna quite quickly as well, but they're not within DRS yet, so
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on that for you.
Digital is trying to crawl over the back of Vincent as Vincent does lock his brakes up again. But Digital is losing that back end. He did drop a little bit of time there. As Digital is just... I think Digital's just dropping back. I don't think he's going to go for a dive, but he does close up a bit as that's going to be an issue for Vincent as he keeps locking those tyres. He's just going to kill them.
Listen, Switch is catching Craig at an absolute rate of knots, so you might want to go on to Switch soon, because they're coming onto the back DRS straight in a couple of corners, and they're in DRS range now, and Switch is right up Craig's arse.
Yeah, I'm on board with it now as Switch gets a mega run out of that turn. Gets a mega run out of the back straight, and he will have DRS and will get past easily, but Craig Senna does have the inside line. Will he go cut to the inside again? Yeah, he thought about it, but thought better of it. As Craig is one of the more experienced drivers we have in this field. He knows a thing or two about driving, so shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. But I think his ultras are fading away as he slows down a little bit there, and I don't think he's going to get the DRS back now. Falling a little bit too far away. As Switch yet again sets timesheets alight. So I think that's a conclusive overtake, and Craig Senna's just lost it completely. So
Yes, as that's happening, Digital has got to the back of Vincent again, although he's made a mistake there.
but is he going to get the same? He gets a decent-ish drive this time out of the corner. He's got DRS, and he's going to try and get slipstream, possibly rich mix as well.
There
He
is
is a
that,
lot closer.
yes,
He's going to go for
possible. Yes, he's
the
looking.
overtake.
Oh, look. Vincent locks up his brakes again. That's going to ruin some more tyre wear there.
So right now, this is the battle for P2. With
This is about
Vincent
P2. They've both got a
Two.
podium at this point, but they
Again,
both want those extra
Digital.
points.
Again, Digital with the back end sliding. He's not really been liking that corner as the back end steps out.
Digital's, yeah, they both have their slight issues here that could cost them. Digital's sliding, Vincent's locking up.
Yeah, Vincent actually slid out that last corner. It's the first time I've seen him do that pretty much all race. As Digital was going to look for an inside move, and thought better of it. Don't think
I
he
think
had enough
Vincent
of
must
the
have
tone.
quite a low aero setup, because Vincent was still keeping a good gap, even though Digital had DRS, so I'm assuming Digital's got more downforce and Vincent's got more straight line speed.
Yeah, that could make
As
it
he
hard
gets a
for
mega
Digital
run
to
this
get
time, he's going to
past.
go for the overtake. Ooh, thought about it. Oh, he saved it.
Nice
He
What a
call.
caught it, but that's going to have cost him time and tyre wear.
Yeah. Question is, can he try and get back into the groove again and set some nice laps and catch back up to
Just-
Vincent?
Craig is in the pit lane again. Just had a front
Yeah, he-
wing replace.
Oh.
And
So
he's
he
also
must have
got a
had
time
damage.
penalty in there as well. He had to stay in there for another 5 seconds by the look of it.
Wow.
Ah,
Well now.
quick look at that and see if we can find anything that's.
Oh, again, Digital just doesn't. His back end's just not settled. It's sliding all over the place. Oh, this time he's around and he's hit the wall. Wow, Digital's just not having it right now with the car. He's not at one with the car on the track. The car's not giving him what he's wanting. So I think this is going to be conclusively your podium with three laps to go now.
So this
Yes,
race
I
is
think-
reminding me a bit like the real Formula 1. A little bit happens every now and again, but apart from that, it's a bit crap, really.
Yeah. Well,
Do
you
you know
can't
what?
say that for this year because there has been some decent races.
I think we've had 2 decent races in the entire real life calendar. But, you know, Baku has got
And
to be
that's
the
because
highlight
of a
the
lot
season
of
so
safety
far.
cars.
To be fair, the only thing that's been interesting so far this season in real life Formula 1 is when safety cars have been involved. If there's no safety car, it's not a good race. If there is a safety car, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, look at Baku and look at Singapore. That
Singapore.
That was a crazy race. Don't forget, we actually have F1 in real life this weekend at Malaysia for the final time, which is sad to see Malaysia go. It's been on the calendar for nearly 20. This will be the 20th year that Malaysia's on the calendar. This will be the 20th and last race.
I want to know something like that, guys. If anyone watches this video, I want to know in the comments, are you sad to see Malaysia go, or do you wish it could stay? Put that down in the comments, what you think.
Personally, I don't think it should go, but the only reason why it is going is because it's not generating the ticket sales to actually keep it there.
No, but I think the main problem with that, like the main loss of tickets that they're getting, is because of where it is in the calendar now. Because I think it was a lot better race at the start of the season, and then at the end of the race, it doesn't quite have the same feel to it anymore. And it's just like it seems to be an average race now. But a couple of years ago, when it was at the start of the season, it was fantastic.
Yeah, because it used to be, if I'm not mistaken, it used to be at the start of the season. It was Australia, Malaysia, Japan, then Russia. Well, then Bahrain, Russia, blah 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 blah. But
No, I think
now,
this was before. I'm on about before Russia came in, because Russia came into Formula 1 about 3-4 years ago. I'm on about before
2014.
Russia was even in Formula 1.
yeah. But still, I think it's sad that this track's going, because Malaysia is one of the more challenging and demanding tracks in real life, because it's got challenging corners, and not just that, it's a very hot place. Because you do see drivers losing about 3 to 4 kilos of bodily fluid from just sweating, because it's that hot.
So we're in the last like 5 years and coming up to the next couple of years. You know, we're losing Malaysia. We've lost one of the German tracks, and also we could be losing Silverstone.
But Silverstone's got a big enough capacity, and it has a lot of. It does have a lot
very
of
sideways.
people.
Sorry to interrupt.
But it would be a bad thing to see Silverstone go, because considering it is literally the home of F1.
Just saying, BST Switch has left the lobby from 6th place, so I
That
don't know
must have
what's
been
gone
a
on
lag
there.
out, because I don't think he's crashed.
Yeah,
No,
no,
he's left, so
they're
still in.
probably at that.
But I'm spectating Michael at the minute as he's coming round on his final lap. He's had a very commanding race, and he's done very well to be where he is now. From start
Yeah,
to finish, he's had a
qualified.
very solid drive.
Yeah, qualified in pole in the wet conditions, and it just continued his form from there on. In the Sauber as well. Of all cars, he's in the Sauber, and he's doing very well in this division.
Oh, that's the
think-
beauty of equal cars.
He has been pretty much there or thereabouts in the first 2 races before they were deemed unraceable. Last week he wasn't where we thought we were going to see him, but this week, with him dominating in the wet in the qualifying, because he absolutely loves it, he's not put a foot wrong. The only thing that he hasn't done perfectly is, well, lead every lap essentially. But apart from that, as you see him come out the last corner now, and BR Mr. Michaels takes the win here in Russia. Very
Well done,
convincing
Michael.
win indeed. Well done,
Very
mate.
convincing.
So as
I
we
say
see,
that I'm going to
Vincent
mute my
come
mic.
round the
though,
final
so-
corner, and he will take second, and I think convincingly as well, as Digital comes out, takes third.
Yes.
So that's your top
we'll start
three.
fitting those 3 in. That would be ideal.
Hell, I'm saying you two just go ahead. You guys can
Ooh,
crack
that's
on.
good.
I ain't doing no questions.
Oh, okay. Alright. Dogs, shut it! Ignore my dogs. Apologies for that.
I've included my audio again, and I am back in the room.
So you've not included your audio.
No, I
Sweet.
turned it off when I was talking about the podium talk.
Ah.
We didn't, but never mind. Right, let's get Michael, Digital.
As we do have a
and
little race in the
Vincent.
hand here between Elite Ryan and I think that is CR7. Well, that's Craig Senna actually that's behind him. So Craig Senna's not actually had a good race. So
No, he's not had the comeback I thought he'd have, I have to admit. But Craig, I think he's been a bit unlucky because I think he had a front wing change at some point during the race. So I think
yeah,
he's got a bit unlucky as well.
That is the race. As Craig Senna fails to hold on to
Ryan, I'll-
sixth.
Go for it. Unless you want to do
Do you wanna run
first,
over
I
the
do
standings
second,
first,
and then you ask a question first, and I'll ask a question first. Do
You can.
that.
Alright. See you tomorrow.
Cool, cool.
So with that being said, we have the top three with us, and the top three
Two.
are Mr. Michaels in first from
Yeah, we don't have Vincent
who
quite
had-
yet.
Yeah, we don't have Vincent in the party yet, but we will get him in very shortly, and we will be able to have.
Although Digital did end up getting second, thanks to penalties.
Well,
Did Vincent still get third?
He's still got third.
Vincent
Yes.
will get third.
Hasn't died.
So as we see there was quite a lot of people with penalties, unfortunately, but that's neither here nor there. So we do have the top three of Michael from Digital, from Vincent. Then we have Eyes the Best, who got a good solid fourth place from Conman and Renault. Elite Ryan held off Craig Senna in the last couple of corners. And we had BTS Switch, Synod, the Great CR7, JB Racer 1 and KS Outgoing unfortunately not finishing. So,
Yes.
have all
So
three
if
guys
we
in the
could
comment
ask you
box.
top three to include your audio.
yes,
Yeah, that-
include your audio guys and we'll get to the questions.
Shall we start from third and go to first, yeah? So start
Uh,
Vincent, then Digital, then Michael.
Yeah, we.
No,
will
why are you doing it
start-
this way?
Because we're
Yeah.
different.
Because it's the
Well,
way
I-
it's always done in real life. You start at the lowest and work your way up.
No,
Fine,
it's not. It's
fine,
always
fine.
first, second and third.
No, it's not. It's actually first, third, second, first, actually, technically speaking.
It's first, second,
What?
third.
I'll just do it your way. Just
All right.
Anyway,
all
do
right,
it,
let's
do it
stop-
whatever way.
Stop the
Do
argument.
it whatever way.
Right.
Just go.
Right. So, Vincent, you
yeah.
had an interesting race there. There was some challenges having to battle Digital at one point. You did cross the line in second, but unfortunately you got a lot of penalties. What was going on there?
Yeah, too. Yeah, I just got the corner too many times. So, yeah, that was it, really. That's why I got those
Yes.
penalties. Yeah, yeah, the race. I don't know, I had a poor start and it was just lagging, so I took it a bit easy. And after like the third corner or fourth corner, I was in 8th place. So from there on, I was just stuck in the traffic. And then I was stuck a long time behind. I don't know what his name is, but he then just got lagged into me, and he was out of the race, so I had free air, and I started to catch Michael, but yeah, I had to pit still, and he was too quick, and yeah, that was it really. That was the race, and then I got third, so pretty okay.
Not a bad result to finish off with. Though.
No, really, first race, so I'm pretty happy.
Ryan?
Digital, man. Second place, are you happy with that considering you said hello to the wall a few times?
Yeah, so started from third, got a good start, I think, near Michael, catching Michael, but then obviously, for some reason, the final sector, I just kept losing my car, couldn't control it, so I smacked the wall, had to go into the pits. I was going to pit for another stop, but then I thought because Vincent was catching me, just stay out. I tried, when he took me, I went in Rich for the whole time, tried to catch him, obviously tried the lunge, but he just closed the door and kind of hit my car a little bit, slid, nearly went into the wall, but luckily I caught it. And then
Yeah, very
that
nice
was
save,
my
by the way.
race, to be honest. That was my race, but that final sector was, I just don't know, I kept sliding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry for that.
I'm happy with second.
It did show. I just
So-
didn't see
so-
you in my
So
mirror.
even though I said I wasn't going to ask any questions, I have to ask this now. So what was the issue with your car? Because every time, even in qualifying and even in the race, it was always the one corner that you're always, well, two corners actually, that you're always going sideways. It was the left-hander just after coming under the bridge, after the back straight. Then you had, out of the final corner, you're always going sideways out there.
I'm not sure, when I was just turning, I don't know if I wasn't really comfortable with the grip on my tyres, just kept sliding, I didn't know really why. Like first sector I was alright, second I think I was probably one of the fastest cars in second, but third sector losing all my time. But I don't really know why I kept sliding.
Right, fair enough. Martin?
Yes, so Michael, you had a very demanding evening, we can say. You thrashed qualifying in the wet, which we know you're quite comfortable with anyway. And then in the race, you started pole and just sort of drove away with it pretty much. What was the thoughts after you had that race? Was there any moments where you had to think about what you were doing?
Yeah, because with the penalties I kept on getting, I had to sort of take it easy. I lost concentration a few times, and it's simple to do. Yeah, I gotta say, commiserations to Digital, because if he hadn't crashed, I think he would have definitely won with the penalties I had, plus the battle, we were quite close to one another, so it's been quite interesting. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. Believe that puts me in the lead of the championship when all's said and done after this race. So yeah, so hope I can push on.
Yes,
Good
so I
race,
think that
Michael.
was a very nice one.
Well, I think you'd
do
better take
have-
the lead in the championship since Mucka wasn't here to continue on his decent form that he's had the last couple of races.
So I do have a question for the people of the podium that are in here. The session went from being wet in qualifying to dry in the race. Did you do a dry setup in the rain, or did you change setups before the race started? Because I noticed there wasn't a lot of time to change your setup at the start of the race because someone readied up quite early.
That would be Sinoj.
Well,
Yeah, I
for
just
me,
added a
I've
bit more
done a dry
downforce.
setup.
Yeah, me too. I had a bit more downforce and quality, but I changed that back in the beginning of the race. So I had 6 wings, but that was it.
I think it was Vincent that I noticed. You was being caught by Digital at one point. And
I
Digital
was.
had DRS, and no matter what he did with that DRS, he was not catching you down the straights. You must have had quite
Yeah,
a lot less
yeah.
aero than Digital did.
Yeah, I had 6 wings. So I don't know if
Wow.
what he did. I had 6.
Oh wait, yeah, when you was catching me, I would put it into lean because I knew you was gonna catch past me.
Yeah,
So I went into rich and I was staying with you.
yeah. Just when I overtook you, I wasn't that fast. You know, I couldn't concentrate anymore. And yeah, I didn't see you coming down the inside, so I hit you. I
that's
just
fine.
turned in, so sorry for that.
I just tried.
Yeah, it was a bit of a launch, but I thought, yeah, sorry. You were out of the race there. It would be very stupid for me that I turned in that much.
Okay,
But
Dom, would you
everything's
like to
fine.
close us
so-
out?
Well, I will like to close us out. So, we've had a very interesting race with some very nice overtakes indeed. And, well, there's not much left to be said apart from goodbye from Switch.
Which? You mean digital?
Digital, yes.
Oh yeah. See you later.
It's bye from Vincent.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye from Michael.
Yeah, see you next week. I believe it's
Spain.
Spain.
Spain. Yay.
Oh, it's fine.
It's also bye from HLG.
Sayonara.
I mean, yeah, okay. And it's bye from Skyline.
Adios.
Goodbye, guys.
And we'll see you, same place, same time, next week for Spain, round 5 of the ATA League F1 division. Goodbye.
Goodbye.